Here we go, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and those who identify as non-binary. No pronouns in this show because Tone doesn't know what a pronoun is, and he's been an English teacher for the last 27 years.
A pronoun, I know that. It's
Really?
a noun that's gone pro. Good.
There we go. Perfect. Today, boys, I'm a little bit sad. I'm wearing the colours of the Fian group. Hitotsu, one of the greats, one of the only horses in Australasia that doesn't owe me any money. So retired to start, I think, a week ago, but I'm a little bit behind the times over in Fukuoka. I just saw a bit of Hitotsu on Facebook, like slow motion, like poetry it was. It was just a big brown unit, just like Tone at a pub on a Saturday afternoon after he's peacocking about our boy Ollie.
Never.
Taz, welcome.
Thank you. Now, I am going to interrupt you because it is a wonderful tie. It's a magnificent tie.
Thank you.
But don't piss in people's pockets and tell them it's about Hitotsu. Tell them the truth. Yeah. It's a navy blues tie, isn't it? It's down at the bottom somewhere. There is a CCFC there, but no one can see it. It's okay.
The only good thing about Carlton is, mate, his name's Stephen Harney, a.k.a. Razor.
Yeah.
Marto, welcome, mate. How are you going this week, brother?
G'day. Yeah, we're doing well, mate.
I'm going to speak up a little bit. You had a good day yesterday.
No, giving me the heads up, but you bastards keep cutting me off. So, no, this is mate. I'm going to scream and shout through this whole frickin' broadcast for you, buddy. Yeah, mate, we did have a good day yesterday. Had a ripper. 2 wins in Sydney and a roughie that placed, and two Warrnambool that ran up the shit.
Sorry, Marto, what did you say?
Tone, well done, mate. The Treasures, you had a couple of winners the other night, mate, but they weren't a bad. You had 2 from 4, but then you throw up these like 2 turdy tips about something or other, and they just lose, and I don't understand what they are, bud. Can you explain us what the torp is and what the omen is? The omen and the torp. You've got to explain to people what it is because everyone's just like, what are they? So instead of having 2 from 4, we get 2 from 6.
You never know with the torp. Sometimes they hit the target. Sometimes they miss. More often than not, they miss. But, there are times when they hit.
Right. So the torp is your longest sort of dart, and you can go a bit extra each way on the Bet 365. Is that right?
Yeah, if you feel desperate, you can always have a crack at it. Yeah.
Right. The omen?
The omen. Well, we all have omens. Taz has omens. Marto has omens. You have omens.
Right.
That horse, obviously, Oliver's on. That does read the form guide. It can run really well, or it can run like a total oxygen bandit, like it did the other night. So
thanks for explaining to the masses. The masses, 62 subscribers.
62.
Christian, just, with the talk.
Yes.
Because I've been thinking about it as well. And I've been watching a bit of late night footy from the 70s. And back in those days.
I reckon Bardo's watching a race.
Yeah, but probably is. But that's okay. But, with the footy, those days, they used to line up, 15 metres out, Peter McKenna, Doug Wade, all those guys. And they would go the torp.
Unbelievable.
And they wouldn't miss. Unfortunately, the modern day footballer uses the torp to tries to kick 70 metres, and they kick them off the side and they go nowhere. So because Tone is of the 70s vintage,
oh yes, well
that's why
he's given him a couple of decades as
well, straight through the middle. Hey,
that's given him a couple of decades.
Wasn't it poetry in motion? Wasn't it watching it on the old black and white TV? That torp going through the air.
I'll tell you one thing, Tone. I'll tell you one thing. In the 1977 grand final, I was only 3 years old. I remember this like the back of my hand. Tone. North Melbourne were playing in Collingwood in the drawn grand final. Twiggy Dunn, the backup ruckman, takes a mark 15 metres out, needs to kick a goal to get the scores level. With under 30 seconds left, he kicks a torp. I reckon it went 90.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You watch it. I'll throw a link up on the YouTube, mate. He smashes this thing from top of the square. Yeah. It's like, holy shit.
But
Stevie Johnson
you played a bit
around
of
the corner.
Yeah, but they all do these days. But you watched a bit of footy, and I remember, and I think we all played a little bit. I remember lining up for goals. We always used to think kick through. So don't aim at the goal. pick like someone, you might see someone, a redhead or a blue top or a fluoro top sitting behind the goals. Yeah. Aim to kick it to them.
Yeah, like
because too often when you just try to, often you try to kick for goal and you fuck it up. But if you kick through it, and that's what they used to do. That's why those torps back then, they didn't miss.
That's amazing.
The way players do now.
It
is. It is.
Even when I was playing back then, well, I played bush football, but we were always taught to kick with both feet. And that's
100%. 100%.
If I was a Jason Dunstall, I'd be going off right now because these guys, they cannot kick left-footed.
No.
If they're right-footed and they're on the right side of the goal, they want to kick it side.
Tone, Tone's got the
Yeah.
side of the devil in him. He's a left footer.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are you a lefty? Tony, are you a lefty?
He's a Molly Duca.
So hang on, you're a lefty with the foot. Are you a lefty with the hand as well? You're a left-handed rider?
When I play golf.
Only when he pretends it's someone else.
Oh, what a tosser. He's a bloody Tommy Tanker here. Boxcar bloody Billy. Not listening.
It doesn't matter if you do or if you don't.
The Pickers,
we're all humans.
Not paying the bills either. 1 out of 4, pretty ordinary. But remember, the Super Bowl's on next week. It's going to be massive. Prop bets are plenty. Ty Orchid, if you're out there, if you've got internet access, if you're stealing it from a park somewhere in Brisbane, what colour Gatorade do you think it is? That's a big one. That's going to be the big bet. What colour Gatorade? I love the prop bets in the NFL. It's amazing. You can always go overs in the anthem. It always goes longer time. They want their 2 minutes, big boy.
Yes.
Peasant, Brady, done.
I always go the overs in the anthem. That pays for a lot of the bets.
Is Brady done? That's it?
No.
The superstar's hanging it up or not?
No, he's coming back.
Didn't I read something that he says he's finishing up or something? Or?
Yeah, it's the second time he's retired. Second time.
Yeah.
You don't think he will?
No way, mate. He's got Las Vegas Raiders written all over him.
Okay. It'll be interesting. You reckon? I don't know.
If you imagine it, if he goes to the Raiders, I swear to God, it'll be the hottest ticket in town because it'll probably be his last or the second last season. You'd have to go and get along and see him at fucking one of the best stadiums in the world. Anyway.
How old is he?
46.
Sorry. Could he play till he's 50, in your opinion?
Well, he's always said, I'm going to play till I'm 50.
Oh, there you go. Okay, interesting. As I said, I don't know enough.
It's quite a funny story. Tone, do you know Ichiro, Tone?
Ichiro, oh, yes.
Ichiro Suzuki is a god in Japan, and he played Major League Baseball until he was 47, 48. And he still now trains with the main team. And he's got this stretching exercise. Anyway, a couple of years ago when Ichiro was like in his final couple of years, he gets a phone call and he doesn't recognize the call. And there's a phone number on the phone. And then, he didn't answer it because he's Japanese, doesn't want to answer the phone if he doesn't know the call. And then he gets a message from a guy called Tom Brady. And he goes, I'm just reaching out. I know so-and-so Fernandez, one of your best mates. He reckons he's got this great stretching routine that helps you keep you young and blah, blah. I would love to, and supposedly Ichiro in the locker room's just going, I've just got a call from Tom Brady. Who the fuck is Tom Brady?
That's funny. That's good.
So, that's what supposedly, and Ichiro never swears. So for him to say, who the fuck is Tom Brady? Yeah. And he had no idea that this is how focused Ichiro was. Ollie, our boy, was a legend. Now, who wrote it, Tone? Tell us all.
Oh, I can't remember back that far. Geez. It's one. Jeez.
Jeez.
You're talking ancient history. That was last week.
Right.
My mind only goes back to yesterday.
And the thing is, you're being a bit harsh on him. Do you know why? Because all the money he's won on it, he spent that as well. Haven't you, Tone? All beers and everything. How good did that go?
Mate.
Beers, cakes.
Can you imagine Tone at about 5 o'clock in the middle of town with the chest all puffed out, going, I've just gotten all the boys into the coin.
Yes. Come on, boys. Come and have a
I've now got this visual now. because you know how you're saying imagining tone, and I'm going back to the 70s. So I've got the nice big shirt with the big collar.
Oh,
yeah.
Couple of buttons down, Tone. Do you have a few grey fluffies there?
Love the big collar, Tone.
Do you have a few grey fluffies?
Grey fluffies?
Are you here? Yeah, on your chest. Because it'd be fluff now. Do you have a hairy chest? Because I've got nothing.
No, mate. No.
I kid you not. I am the unhairiest Greek that you'll ever meet. I kid you not.
The good Lord,
it's all right. I used to tell
you weren't standing at the front of the line.
People with me, Tone, what used to happen, right? When I was younger, people would say to me, "You got like even when I played footy and stuff," or they'd say, "You got no fucking hairs on your legs." And I'm like, "There's a story with that." And I go, "What do you mean?" I said, "I used to say I was an elite athlete." And I go, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I used to cycle, and because I was going through my cycling program through puberty, I used to use this cream because you know how cyclists have to shave." And I said it changed my my DNA, so my chemical DNA got fucked up, and that's why I got no hairs. And I go, "Did you really used to cycle?" I'm like, "You guys are fucking idiots. I just don't have hair."
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought you were going to say something like, "Oh, you know, the Greek gods don't have hair," and
no.
I'm a descendant.
I used to be a foot model as well. I used to wear these big shoes down here, and people say, "Geez, they're nice shoes." I say, "Yeah, I've got to wear good shoes." And they go, "Why?" So I'm a foot model. And I go, "Bullshit." I said, "Well, haven't you seen the ads? I've got to protect them." Mate, some of the shit I used to say, I kid you not, I modelled hands, and that's when I moved to feet, because what happened is I got burnt with the radiator in the car once. So I was driving a van, it was overheating, and I took the cap off, and it just went bang, and I burnt my whole forearm. So I'm like, yeah, I used to do my hands and arms as a model because I've got no hair and stuff. But once I burnt that, I had to move to feet.
I think we've just
the amount of shit
subscribers in the last minute.
I know what's going on here, Peter. I know what's going on. Kaz is just stalling because he doesn't want to get to last week's pick.
Yeah, Missfield
wasn't that bad.
She gave up quick. She was ridden wide. Wasn't the greatest ride from Chrissy. He always slaughters them for me. I don't know why he does that, but he does. Mitchell Bell was the jockey anyway, Tony. I was giving you a bit of brain activation. I know you're going to suffer. You got early signs of dementia and Alzheimer's, so I'm trying to throw little quizzes in all the time for you, mate, just to get it going. But Mitchell Bell was your jock, and he timed it perfectly. And I tell you what, if the 100-1 pop knocked it off, I would have screamed.
You timed it perfectly, did the Bell?
Yes. Well, he's in the good book. He's not in the. He isn't in the sin book, the book of sins. Yeah. What's his name? Sammy Clipperton is on top there at the moment. Scumbag.
I cost Barney's winning ticket in the Prez, so I apologise because everybody placed except good old Pez. The Greek Freak Wheels was okay, ran second. He was never going to win, but you were up at it.
What are you talking about? It was Storm at home. It goes another 20 metres. It probably does, but you're 20 right.
20 metres.
Yeah, 20. Hey, hang on. 20 Greek metres.
20 Greek.
All right. It's like 20. It's like 20 Greek dollars or 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's all Greek stuff. But it wasn't a bad run. I was a bit disappointed in myself, and because originally I was going to make Bon Mac my fister, but because it was too short, I thought I'd change it and went for value. But you know what? That's life. You live and die by the sword. The wheels continue to go round, and hopefully we'll get one this week.
I think me and Tone were watching the race, and geez, we were a bit confused because I think they started and stopped. How many times, Tone?
Oh, several. It was the weirdest race you could ever come
race to watch, and yours was just taking its medicine out the back, came around the widest, stormed home. Looks like it was going to pick up a bit more, but the thing in front just kept winning. And as Michael Hawkes always tells us, Marto, when you come second, if the winning horse wasn't in the race, bang, bang, bang.
You'd win.
You win.
Would have won.
Well, thanks, Michael Hawkes. Magic Marto gets another honest place again. Daytona.
I can't believe this. What's going on? I tipped 8 in India, and then everything else is placed or run fourth since. I think I've had 1/4 and everything else is placed. Yes. I don't know what's going on here. I've been beaten by African Daisy. Jesus Christ.
You're a good punter out of luck.
African Daisy.
Yeah, well. I don't know what it is, Taz, but
yeah,
another disappointing place. I was on the nose with this one. I didn't back the place, and because I thought it was well and truly over the odds, and the run sort of proved that. But apparently, so was African Daisy.
It's good to know that the Twins got us away in the first leg of the quaddie again.
Good on you, boys.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Taz and Pez got a winner in their legs, which is like shock horror, you know. And then we got the wanker in the last, and we're like, it's a lay down misère. Oh. And then Worsfold gets ridden like me.
Worst ride.
Like it was a horrible watch. And the thing, the ramping penis or whatever it was called, ramping ruler or whatever, just kept running. And Michelle Payne with a winner on a Saturday in Victoria is just blows my mind.
As a trainer, not a jockey.
Unbelievable. And Tone, your favourite jock was on in the last, Ethan Brown. You love him.
Well, it's just like playing the game with the kids. I used to play that game, Old Maid. I always end up with the old maid, and he was the old maid. You know, he's a scumbag, absolute scumbag. You know, he pulls them up. You know, pulls up.
He's actually riding well.
He rode 17 minutes.
Yes. I think 19.
That's good. He's riding well. Just unfortunately, he's riding too well in the last leg of the quaddie. Unfortunately.
Right.
Anyway, we go to Mardo. Mardo's a very controversial meat and two veg this week. Very controversial. He's going up against the biggest boom horse that we've seen.
Yeah. I am.
And
if you're going to bet half cabin, I reckon you're throwing money away. This thing, half cabin will win black type races. It will win Group 1 races, but it won't win this weekend. Barrier 8. James McDonald's going to have to pull every trick out of the book to get him to the front because there is speed drawn inside, and it's a horrible map. It's going to have to be 4 or 5 wide coming around the bend to get around him. And I just don't like half cabin, especially at the odds. If it was around $4, you might be taking it, but not at 2. Osipenko, because it sounds like Jesselenko.
See,
Osipenko, you beauty.
You've nearly talked me into backing it now, Mano, just because you put the Carlton reference.
I was thinking something like Wimbledon. I see tennis because they all got those sort of names, those Russians and, you know, Yugoslavs, whatever you call them, Serbians and whatever. They've all got those names, and I like it.
Osipenko was rugby in the Caulfield Guineas, and everyone laughed at me because he drew barrier 17 rather. And Timmy Clark got him roused up and rounding 3, 4 wide off the bend, absolutely screamed home, chasing, Golden Mile. There was an absolute wild last weekend. So kind of franks that for him. And ran into 3rd place in the Caulfield Guineas. Now, Osipenko draws barrier 3 with Nash Rorbilla on. He's not a front runner, but he does sit just behind the speed. And the speed will go from right around him. And he's just going to sit there and say, thank you very much, boys. You tow me into the race while half cabin's trying to slot in there somewhere. And we're just...
Can I be the poison here, Marty? Do we like Waller horses first up?
I do.
Really?
I've got a lot of time for this one. I've got a lot of time for this one, yes.
I'm going to go with
I love a Waller horse and it's probably 3rd or 4th start. And don't worry about
usually yes.
You said that you made my day, Pezza.
Yeah. Oh.
You made mine. Tone, I'm going to go with you because you know how you said it sounds like a Russian or something like that? I tend to agree because if it had an S on the end of it, it would be Osipenkos and it would be Greek and it would finish second. Just like Tsitsipas in the Australian Open.
So he's trying to claim everything.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm doing it for the oldest country in the world or whatever. I'm just backing it up.
Hey, Mardo, what did we say before the show? Before Muppet 1 and 2, B1 and B2 joined, which is Taz and Team TNT. What did we say, Mardo?
There's one in every group.
There's a Taz and Tone in every messenger group in the world.
No, you are 100% correct. Do you know what I will say, Tone?
Popular names.
Tone, there is also a Pezza and Mardo in every group that are calling out the likes of me and you in every group.
Back to Osipenko. As I said, half cabin is not a threat as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
It's just a question of how far Tom Marquand gets Zoo Tiger in front.
I love it.
Zoo Tiger's the one to run down.
No, I love it. I love it, Marto. I love it. I love it because you're taking up more time than me. I love it.
Oh, gosh.
Tell us about Osipenko again.
Just keep interrupting me again.
Tone, do we really care what Tess thinks?
No, you don't. You don't. But you know what? I'm going to start by saying this is a Waller horse. And this Waller horse, Pezza, is fourth up. And you said you love a horse, a Waller horse was third and fourth up.
Don't even worry about the form. It's fourth up.
That's it. Mind you, its form's not bad. Now, I'm going to say something that I know that you put in quite a few little posts, but its hoof is on the till. I've said it. It's out there.
The hoof is on the
hoof is on the till with this one.
Oh, Taz, I know you really love that little phrase.
Oh, I love it. And look, this is dropping back from a 1,600 to a 1,500. Having said that, the start before it was 1,400. And personally, I don't mind it when they jump them 200 and then drop them back 100 because this has been extremely competitive. Jimmy Orman, second ride, hasn't won with it, but both rides that he's had, he's come within 3 lengths, and I think it's third time lucky. So I am on Waiara Falls, and if it doesn't win, well, I'm falling further down the Osipenko. That's enough from me. If you want anything else.
No, I think it's a tough little race. I think there's not many inners. There's only about 8 in it.
No, there's only 8. It is tough, though. But look, Al Burke or whatever, which is favourite, it's drawn the inside. Yeah. And I know that Warrior Falls will sit out the back as well. And I like the fact that it's got it on the inside. So potentially it'll either box it in or potentially it'll get the better run and get going before it does. I'm only hoping. I think the map's okay. I just hope there's genuine speed. And,
Barney's just sent me a message through. He's up and about. Warrior Falls is the market mover on laddies, and it's in the 390.
He must be watching this live.
I don't know.
Have you got him on? Has he got a live stream or something?
No.
Are you serious? He sent that?
No. I just said he asked me what the tips were, so I just sent him the tips, and then he's just fired back. He's already checked them out. He's already got his little place multi on him. Does him, Jace? And he called me he called me a few little words last Saturday after I didn't get a place. He had some advice about my exercise and dietary habits. He had a bit of advice about my style of haircut. It was great. Good feedback from Jace and the prayers. Thanks, boys.
Well, look, the Carlton tie suits you, so don't worry about it, mate. You're looking sharp tonight.
Hitotsu,
it's okay. I'm going to call it a Carlton tie. I don't care. Are you serious? It's gone from 5 because I've already put my bet on and I got $5 and I think I showed you that.
It's the market move into 390.
Well, there you go.
$5 is
$5, so they're a bit behind.
Well, all I can say, there must be a mole in the group. Hey, there's a mole in the group. Who's leaking it
out? So well done, Tassie. The quaddie, here we go. The Twins on fire 2 weeks in a row. They've got us away in the first leg. They need 7 weeks to beat the great man Barney, and they are keen. They are very keen. They said they were doing a bit of homework last night, about 2 to 3 hours to work out my race. So, we love all the boys. We love Lukey.
More than Tone does in a month.
We love the captain. I miss the Maryborough trots.
He's ready for a comeback.
The serial killer himself, I think he's at the Cairns Convention Centre. I think there's a hard quiz tonight, Marto.
Yeah, he's there with Filmer and a few of the other boys. A few of them in there.
Party on.
Did you see the Chieftain?
Happy birthday, the Chieftain.
From last week. Did you see the little bets that she put up on the? She put a quaddie up. She got the first one out. It was like a $7 winner. Second one won out. I think it was $3.90 winner. Third one ran second. And her fourth one ran second. She only put like 1 by 1 by 1 by 2. It's not bad. Some of us, like me, I go 5 by 3 by 6 by 2, and I'm lucky to get 1 leg. She just puts in a few and gets. Yeah. She does all right. Good old range.
Yeah, on your it was amazing that she's gone 1 out, and then she's alive. The Twins have gone 2, 3, 8, 11. A little bit of Tone there with his exceptional. They've missed. They put a line through you, Tone, which is good to see. And Daytona Bay, they might be going a bit of Marto there at 280. Peter Moody on fire with Jay Carr straight to the bar. Tone. Daytona
She'll be up and about after Hong Kong, won't she?
How good was she?
Yes.
How good was she?
She rode a couple of beauties over there.
Tone? J Car, 4 rides, 2 winners, both at 20 to 1.
Yep.
And then she rode a 100 to 1 into a place.
Yep.
And she had a shit ride.
Broken clock.
Unbelievable.
You know, yeah, but I reckon I think I said this to Marto. Pedro, I think I said it to Marto. I think I said it in the chat. I reckon she's suited to that style of racing because it's a little bit more genuine, if that makes any sense. And I think you follow the racing. And
Hong Kong's police. If you're a front runner and you're not front running, you are banned. You are gone.
But that's why I think
the money bet through Hong Kong is people will lose lives if a horse is ridden upside down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
they do.
It's not the jockey getting knocked off, but I tell you what, the strapper's gone missing. You know.
Is that why you think? Sorry, Marto, you go. I'm not cutting you out. Go.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm saying the jockey does too. I mean, if you're like Blake Shin, if you remember, a couple of seasons back, was running a lot of second and thirds, and he couldn't get those big rides on those on the better horses that were looking for the win. I've actually met his cousin, and he said he was talking about coming home a couple of years ago because the trainers just went off him because they consider it bad luck if you run second and thirds.
You're only as good as the big frobber underneath you, and Jamie knows more about that than anybody else. So, there you go. Well, that's it. If you haven't got that big donk under there with the big engine, you're not doing
Big Benny Malum. But I tell you what, Big Ben's lost about everything. But anyway, Hong Kong's a really strange world, isn't it, Marto? Taz, you probably know. Tone.
Yeah, I follow it.
Like last week, there was a horse that went off at $2.70, and it was a 17-start maiden.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it, and everything's private and public. Yeah. So if they run them in the public, you can see them.
If you do watch the racing over there compared to here, say they come around a Sandown bend, everything's bunched together. They come around a Happy Valley or a Sha Tin bend, they know that there are back markers that want to come through. So they're fanned out.
Yeah.
And they leave room for that horse to get through. And that's a more genuine race. If the horse is good enough, it gets there then. You've got the room.
Well, it's like you, Marto, isn't it, Pez? Like, there's no mucking around with Japanese racing. You are what you are.
Well, yeah, same.
Because they'll put you out.
I think
the criminals in Queensland do the chocky wheel like they do in Adelaide. And then in Western Australia, it's just whoever pikes on. And then Victoria are just scumbags. It's the most competitive probably racing in the world. As in, I'm not going to let you get out. I'm going to.
Yeah, they're criminal. Well, Hennessy Ladd's in this week. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, Hennessy Ladd's going around at 270. I think it's race 4.
Yeah, it's stepping up to
race 3.
Stepping up in distance though, 2 to 1800. It'll be interesting. It's a top weight, I think.
Yeah, 275. Hennessy Ladd. That was Tas's start. Pfister a couple of starts ago. It didn't get a real fair run in transit.
It's interesting. Pezza, it's interesting you say that Victorian is that competitive because it really, really, really is. And whether we like it, love it, hate it, whatever, I think that adds to it in a way. The controversy, the arguments, the discussion, and I think that's why racing here is also very popular because we can always talk about it. We can always look at a race and think, "Fuck, that was shit. I can't believe that."
All right, the Twins are on fire. Don't worry. They've got the job done. They're talking about a man who talks a lot, but says he doesn't.
It's because I can't hear myself. That's why I got these on. So on
the YouTube, on the YouTube, all these K-pop videos, they actually time how much a person sings in a song. It'd be interesting to time because everyone says Pez just yappity yap. Geez, I'd like to go up against the Greek freak and time on air.
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna go real.
People think.
All right, I'm gonna go real quick then. All ready? Okay. The 2 and the 4. Could they run the Quinella? Could they be the big Quinella?
But you're quick as like a Cliff Young fucking run. Remember Cliff Young?
But hang on. The guy ran from Melbourne to Sydney.
That's what I mean. That's
pretty quick. All right, the next one, the 7. Okay, I don't know how you want to pronounce this. Is Bell Ectorici or whatever.
Marto's our go-to.
Bellet Rig.
All right, Bellet Reek. Okay. Well, basically, it's got big Benny Malamon. I don't think it loses anything with him. This keeps stepping up to the challenge. It'll be interesting. It did burst through. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned maybe is I think it drops back in distance, I think, and that's the only issue I have with it, but I'm throwing it in because I think it's quite progressive and snapped. I know that we were talking about it in Sydney. Look, there were excuses, actually, if you go back and watch the video. So coming back to Melbourne, on a track that it suits, on a track that it's won, we throw that in, and it's probably going to be the pre-race favourite.
Well done. Holy shit. Yeah, I like
Can I ask a question? Can I ask
a
question, Kaz?
Oh, put your hand up.
You didn't consider the 10 wrote to Alataki? No?
You're
look, I did, but I guess I can only put 4 in because I also considered Forbidden City, which is one of mine as well. I also considered the top weight, but I don't know. I just went with the 4 and that was it. But I definitely considered wrote to Arataki, but I just didn't put it in.
Yeah, my pick of this race would be Bellet Reek.
Wow.
Like it's the one on the improve, really, isn't it?
She is. She's very, very progressive. And Mitch Friedman, he doesn't make around as a trainer. He picks and chooses his races, and you can see her record. It's pretty much top notch at the moment.
Yeah.
I think
2, 2, 3, and 1.
I think Rose Quartz has been really stiff. It's one of our favourites, Marto, and she's been up against her the last couple of starts, and she deserves a bit of black type or a win. So I'll probably be on again.
Good race.
Probably means she won't win again, but.
In the notes here, Pezza, this is what I put.
Continues
to race well.
Your race, are we?
Yeah, no, wait. It says no. It's your words because what you said. Continues to race well, and is due for some reward. 1,300 looks ready. Yeah. Could be a big Quinella. Anyway,
a big Quinella.
I agree.
And Vespertine's been really racing without no luck at all too. The big stable, who I tend to follow a wee bit.
You do, and Child's on a big.
Yeah,
is quite consistent too.
Geordie Child's on a big horse. I'm pretty keen, but geez, Vespertine's been a bit stiff too.
Yes, but I think he's more of a straight tracker than around the bend.
Righty, yes, good point. Pez 2, 5, 6, 11. Of course, Taz is going to go on about Detonator Jack. You only need 1. I don't think we do need 1. I think Marto, we're not that keen on it. To tell you the truth, are we?
I don't know. I think Detonator Jack, like you said, I'm not that keen on it.
Me too.
I think it could just be another trial run like last start.
Yeah, it's one of those horses.
Last start, just sort of 200 metres out. If you're
looks
on
$1 million, finds a bit of trouble.
This thing's going to go, and then it just didn't.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's raised up in distance too. It's an extra 200. So, its last start when it was sort of playing second, I don't think it's sort of screaming, "Oh, geez, I need an extra 200." But anyway, 2, 5, 6, 11. Grand Promenade's the knockout horse. This is the one that I'm a bit keen on. A stablemate of Detonator Jack. And Celine Gaudry usually rides a winner on a Saturday now, and this could be it. It last run in the Melbourne Cup, and it was playing. It's over 1,800. Absolutely brained him in a 1,400 metre trial. And now stepping up to the 1,800. And you can't knock the Mar Eustace idea because they're the best at it at the moment. And then, of course, we've got J. Carr for Moody. You've got to throw in. Ride and Rose has been thereabouts. And right you are, is it's in the form of its life. And none of them are Eustace horse. So it could be the trifecta. I hope Grand Promenade knocks us out and gets us away at around 30 skins.
Wouldn't that be some great value in the quaddy?
Great value in the quaddy.
Oh, massive.
Yeah, love it.
Massive.
So many would be going 1 or 2 out in this leg. And if Grand Promenade got up, hey, Pezza, you picked it in your leg.
You've
got value. You've just knocked everyone out of the quaddy pool.
Absolutely.
You've got a $60,000 quaddy pool all to yourself. And then it comes down to
Eustace has got 3 in it. Who knows? Who knows what emails are floating around on a Saturday morning about who to back? I know they're 3 different owning groups, so I'm not saying.
Yeah, it must be pretty hard though. Because you've had horses, I think we've all had them. How do you feel when a trainer's got like 3 or 4 horses in a race, and you go to him and you say, "What do you reckon?" And he says,
you have when you're Darren Eustace and your Wallow, and even in the old days of Darren Weir,
Oh, yes.
You could have 5 horses in the same race.
What about our big champ up in Cairns, Raving? In one season, when campaign, we're in the Amateur Cup, the biggest race in Cairns. I think it was a $30,000 race back then, which was massive money 20-something years ago. And anyway, Ricky's like, our trainer, Ricky Johnson, Malcolm Johnson's brother, he's like, yes, keep it under your hats. We're a massive, we're drawn in the car park. We're in 17 or something. He's like, fucking, we've got all these interstate invaders. There was a couple of Vic horses in the race. There was a couple from Brizzy. He's like, get in the queue, boys. Keep it under your hat. Don't tell anyone. Rah, rah, rah. We're expecting we're going to get 20-1 in this field. We open up the Cairns Post. We buy the Cairns Post on the morning of the Amateur Cup race, which is on the Friday. Each way bet of the day, Ricky Johnson raving.
Yeah, but Pezzy, you guys had won 6 in a row leading into that. Is that right?
And that was our 7th.
Yeah,
and he was telling us, don't leak, don't get. It's on fire. You're going to get 20s, boys. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. We got up in the last little stride on the outside. We've gone berserk. The best price anyone got was 6-1.
It doesn't matter though. 6-1 winner is better than a 20-1 loser.
Oh, it should have been 50.
Exactly.
Anyway, Tone, big boy, 269.15. The wanker, you can't move anywhere.
St Lawrence has got the picket fence up there, 3 in a row. There you go. The Eustace Johnny Allen on board.
Hitotsu.
River Plate, it's just stuck in my mind. It's stuck in my mind there. Damien Oliver, one last start. This is a good horse. $5 is about right in this race. Yeah, so I've thrown in River Plate. So you see, well, you've got to throw in the favourite, haven't you? Moddy on board, 420. And I've thrown in the 15, what's that? 3 and 4 pence. Jamie Carr at 15 skins. You've got to put her in, or, she could do she might be one of those sort of brown trouts that come to the top of the settling pond when you least expect it. So,
Marto, you've got to help us out here, mate, because I know Taz and Tone, it's all about them, and that's what all the 62 subscribers want. But seriously, when they talk,
31 each. 31 each.
Tone talk, I send the tune out. Marto, what do you think?
Yeah, I think St Lawrence is going to be very hard to beat. I think Tony's on the money there. And to be honest, the knockout chance for me would be 3 and 4 pence with Jamie Carr on from the White Gate.
Right.
Really? Because how you...
Well, that's interesting, Marto, because I just put her in, but...
It's in my numbers, but St Lawrence goes on top for sure.
Just want to say, before we run out of time, there's a minute left before we come back. But thanks to the twins, thanks to the boys, I'm not sure if Tone or Taz or Marto, or I think Marto would, but I don't think we put a bit of time into the race like they have. So good on you, boys. I know you're picking it apart. You're looking
well done. Getting us away.
You're doing the job for us, boys. So well done.
It's 2 hours, isn't it? So they're doing 23 pots. Homework, is that right?
Yeah.
Good on you, brothers.
And they're filleting fish at the same time.
Oh, how freaking good are they?
Champion.
Here we go, boys. Welcome back. Marto talked a fair bit today, Tone, about his Aussie Panko trying to knock off Half Cabin. And then, of course, Taz takes 26 minutes to talk about his leg of the quaddie. And then you ask him a question, Tone. Remember what I told you? Never ask Taz a question about his quaddie leg. Because there's the number 7 minutes gone.
I forgot about War and Peace. It's a big book, big volumes. Big volumes.
So anyway, we thanks to the twins. Hopefully they're walking a bit taller in Cairns because they're keeping the polity. They're flying the flag at the moment for the boys. So let's hope Aussie Pinko can knock off Alf Cabin as well. Marto.
Bloody oath, mate. Big chance. Wrong odds. Silly odds.
So
anyway, what if Alf Cabin's $3?
Here we go. So Tone's got the 269.15 in the last leg. Marto's pretty keen on 3 and 4 pence if you want. And I think even the great man himself, if you've got a bit extra coin, knockout chance at Sandown, doesn't mind the beats this horsey, the 5 turbo. Thanks, Taz.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of a chop out, but if if Right and Rose does happen to win the 3rd leg, which you've got in, it's got form behind it, and Turbo's, I don't know, it's costly, it's hard to catch, but it's a chop out for me.
It goes everywhere, doesn't it? It goes from Victoria to South Australia to Victoria to South Australia.
I think you can make the same arguments for Hasselhoff as well, but
that's
they're both so bloody expensive to follow.
Yeah, they are. If you catch them, every time you
win. Mimi's Award first up, usually its best run on a big track at the beach. Holy shit. Could be the big knockout.
Oh, don't meet. I don't mind if it runs third. Can run third. That's all right.
Now, Tone, you found a horse in New Zealand, but you were scared about the price. I think it was race 4, number 1 in. Where was it?
It starts with W.
Wangatui or something like that.
Wingatui or something. And you like, what was it called? Camarancho or something. Is that right, Tone?
Yeah, something like that. But it was, they were shocked at the price. Yeah.
Pez is thrown on the BPN. We've gone in the New Zealand.
It was shorter than Barney's memory when he owes you a beer. Yeah. So
you put a line through that. You think you don't want to tip. You don't tip favourites usually.
No.
Nature strip $1.65.
No, that's you don't. No, that's not fair. Hang on. You're unfair to Tone.
Absolute certainty. I was well in the know there.
Right now, mate,
you're unfair. Unfair.
Race 9, number 6.
Absolutely.
Who's unfair?
You are. You know why?
King Rattel.
Because sorry, Tone, we're going back one step. Sorry. But you know, I'll tell you what, you're saying he doesn't tip, he doesn't mind a favourite. The problem with Tone's favourites, unfortunately, and this is why he's so good with his value, is he can't tip a winning favourite. It's not that he can't tip a favourite. It's just that when he tips them, we poison them. And then behind the scenes, we cop so much shit, it's not funny.
Yeah.
So we're not poisoning them ever again.
Yeah, well, you always poison my tips. Yeah, so...
hey, Tone, what did I say the other day? Wouldn't you hate being a trench back in World War I with Taz? When you're asleep, you'd have a sign up to the Turks going, he's here.
Listen, mate, don't give me a hard right. You're drilling me, you know that. You're starting to give me a drill here.
Hey, I know you're Greek and we're drilling you. You know I love a pun. Hey, Tez, have you got the mower?
I have, mate. It's just here.
The Greek
this flattens everyone and everything. There it is.
Break up the concrete lawn.
Awesome. Break up the concrete. That's it.
There it is.
So anyway, Tone, he was going to race 4 in New Zealand. He's put a line through that. So everyone jump on because it's probably going to give us a bit of coin before the start of the day. And, of course, it'll probably drift out to about, $7.80 or something. But anyway, race 9, number 6, tough race, Tone. King Rattel.
It is a hard race, but golly, a couple of seconds here. And this is one of the worst jockeys running round. I can never catch the roar and yeah. So anyway, I think this time it's been placed. 2 seconds in a row. One before that. It goes well at Randwick. So I think the price is fair. Mardo would probably agree because it is a tough race, right? So there's quite a few in it with chances, but I do like the. All the twos there, Taz, it all lines up, doesn't it? Astronomy-like, coming out of barrier 2, it's run 2 seconds in a row.
Astronomy, it's called numerology.
That's it.
Tom was talking about but he was talking about the stars aligning as well. So I understood him. I did understand him.
Good save.
Now, Tone, I'm a bit confused, mate.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, you tipped Tony B because your name's Tony.
Yep.
And then you've given up on Tony B. Then you found a boy, and our boy Ollie, which is we used to call your young cousin.
Ollie was my nickname, when I was.
Yeah. And you remember your uncle always used to say, our boy Ollie, and yes. I don't understand where King Rattel comes from.
Oh,
King, well, we've gone for royalty now.
Yeah. I agree. I can see it because Tony is the king rat of this group. So there it is. There's the omen. Come on, guys, read between the lines. Tone, you've got it down pat, mate. I'm there for you. I'm there for you, son.
There's a tattoo artist in Fukuoka. He's the best tattoo artist. His name's King Rat.
It's King later. That's what it is, really.
Oh, you've done the old the switcheroo. How many words can we make from the letters?
Oh, there we go. Barney's all over it.
So this is No, you go. Sorry, Nash Rawilla double with Tone and Marto. So T&T is no longer T&T, it's T&M.
So we've gone for a Nashy double. Now, Nash, I don't know about if the internet tells the truth all the time, but didn't he just have a heart attack?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't been. It's pretty hard because I've just been on schoolboys.com and looking at pictures of you when you were younger, so I haven't been anywhere else. So I don't know.
Holy shit. Actually, I wasn't bad around that age either.
That's why you were on that page.
Yeah.
You and Barney. Show us that footy photo again.
But no, honestly, I think he had a mild heart attack. It sent him to hospital and got him out of. Yeah. He actually fell off a horse in a trial, and they were worried about why. And he said, "Oh, it's obviously it's too hot. I'm dehydrated. Blah blah blah." But he was actually having a mild heart attack. But of course, he's okay. And he's back in the saddle. So just another thing to deal with, boys. He might be riding around and.
Heaven forbid. Have a heart attack. You pick the horses after they have a heart attack, so why can't we pick jockeys after they have a heart attack?
That's very good.
Yeah, my brother's been to hospital with a bit of a heart problem. He reckons he got a zap and he's never felt better in his life. They put the AED, give him a zap, and he's like, let's go.
Have you ever thought of I thought I had a heart attack, and everyone laughed at me because in the end it was heartburn. It was the first time I had really, really, really severe heartburn. And we called the ambos and everything. And I tell you what, I've panicked and anxiety set in and all that sort of shit. But it's not a good feeling, especially for us now that we're all at that age, I guess.
Yeah. No, when was that, Taz? Was it during the winter, or was that when?
Oh, it's going back a few years ago now, Tone, because I had a bit of a mortality crisis because a lot of the men in my family died young. So it's probably going back over 10 years ago now.
Wow.
But I was panicked, bottom line. And then, you don't realise when you panic, and I guess we've all been there, but we rang the ambos and I thought, how long? I was panicking. And then my partner at the time, Sarah, was there, and she goes, they were there within 7 minutes from a point of telephone. Wow. For me, I honestly could tell you now, it felt like hours because anxiety had kicked in so bad. When they told me it was heartburn and all that, then afterwards you learn to manage it. And then I lost a few kilos and what have you. But, my mate Mark has had a mild heart attack, and I know that he'll tell you about anxiety as well, because once you've had something like that, every time it happens again, you get scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Mark, I know you're going in for knee surgery. It's not brain surgery. I know it's happening soon, but anyway, that's all. Go well.
Yeah, I was going to make a joke about how it's Tone's tip and Taz seems to have talked the most, but about that topic against health.
Again, sorry.
No problem. Boys,
sorry.
Go and get checked and do any test you can, because there's too many of us dying too young. So King Rattel, Tone, you happy?
Yes.
I don't want to pot you, but I do have the Quinella with Kettle Hill. Really tough run last start. J-Mac on board. I think we got the first two, and the Quinella will pay probably around 19 skins. So if you're a Quinella bettor or an exotic player like myself, I just got my Black Booker, Kettle Hill. No luck, held up, wide throughout, slaughtered. 3 runs in Australia. Hoof is on the till. Get on next start, especially if it goes up in distance, and it does. And it's well found in the market. I think, Tone, it's about 390. So you definitely got the value against the Kettle. So
you left out draws barrier 1, gets back in the run, gets buried in the pack. Even the world's best jockey won't be able to get him out.
There you go, Bardo. Thank you.
There you go.
That's why King Rattel's going to be in front, and then Kettle Hill's going to come and get the second in the Quinella for us.
Is Wineglass Bay in this race?
Yes, it is. It's number 14. I was just about to mention that one too.
That's one of Tone's as well. The only reason Yeah, well, the only reason I say that because it's also the overseas horse. So,
yep,
I reckon Pez has got the wrong overseas horse.
Oh,
could be.
well, I think Marto reckons it's killed it for its last run.
Which one?
Kettle got a little bit busted.
They killed Kettle Hill in the last run. It was an absolute. Oh,
well, then you know what? Everything we're saying aligns for Tony because
that's right. King Rattel wins.
King Rattel wins.
Yeah,
we've got Marto here. Marto's the expert. Tell us King Rattel wins.
King Rattel wins.
There you go. Perfect.
Now,
and I do like Wineglass Bay to run second or third.
I think fourth again.
Right.
But anyway, Tone,
Collins, the best back market jockeys, absolutely loves Randwick, and he's got one of these back markers here who found a 1500 a bit Wineglass Bay.
Who's
found a 1500 a bit sharp. Jason Collett.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, God, he owes me so much money.
He's terrible on the front running horses.
Yeah.
He is the best back marking jockey in Sydney.
Fair enough.
And he winds the thing up from off the bend, and yeah, that'll see Wineglass Bay in the finish in the trifecta behind King Rattel.
Tone, Taz, Marto, I've got to sit this.
What's wrong?
Well, I follow horses who run like Chautauqua, and they suck me in every time. Yes. And this horse hasn't won for over 500 days.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It takes its medicine and it storms home, and it looks like Chautauqua.
Before you put it up, Pezza, is End Day riding it?
No.
Because didn't you have one a while ago up in Cairns that Nathan Day that used to do that, and it got murdered, it got slaughtered, and eventually it just went bang?
Oh, silent.
Am I right? No, I'm right though, aren't
I? But anyway, boys, I've got a sickness. Right. This horse owes me a fair quid. We're talking about Hitotsu before. What a great horse. Doesn't owe me any money at all. This horse owes me a lot. And I've been sucked in again. And its first up run at Sandown was absolutely amazing.
It was.
Unusual Culture, J Car rides, which she has ridden before, and she usually slaughters it. And this is a horse, Tone, that takes its medicine. It goes back to last, and then it just peels out and lets down with a thundering finish. You wouldn't believe how much ground this makes up in the last 100 metres in its last run. If you do have time, go have a look at its first up run. With 150 to go, you go, oh, this is no chance. It's going to probably run sixth. It gets beaten to breath. You just hate these horses because everything has to go right. Tony, one of our favourite horses from Ashiagi, I'm telling you, this is the same fucking horse. It goes back, takes its medicine, and you have to count. You have to have everything going for you. And I tell you what, Tone, race 4, Colorado Cruise for Bennett Racing. If this runs a race, double your bet on Unusual Culture. Because if Colorado Cruise wins the 4th, load up because Jamie Carr finally is going to pay back Pezza on Unusual Culture.
Does it enjoy the cut in the ground? Because there's been a fair bit of rain late afternoon.
It's a Kiwi.
And I think there's still a bit of
Kiwi. It's originally a Kiwi horse, so
yes,
like a good 4 for them is probably a heavy 8. So
it'll excel.
But its run, Marto, is breathtaking first up. It is breathtaking.
Oh, yeah, I can't argue the tip here.
And it's not a real good race. And
no.
There's a couple of not bad horses in there, a bit what is it, British Columbia and all those type of horses. But it's sort of a Wednesday midweeker. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a Saturday race 5, if you know what I mean. So I'm not scared. Barrier 9, I'm not scared. It's going to go back anyway. I just hope Jake Carp downs. Hopefully there's pace up front, which there is, and we get over the top and we get the money, get the jockeys at 7 skins. And then hopefully then I'll only be about 15 grand down on this horse.
I've got in my notes here, I've got 5 and 9 hard to split. So
I like it, Pezza, because like I've followed it with you as well. And I think that being it's second preparation here, do you know what I mean? Because when it first came over, I know that you were on it and then you sucked me in, and of course it doesn't owe me as much as it owes you. Because
it came over with the same sort of form lines as Wish I Win. And we know what a horse
I know.
wins.
Yeah,
So,
but right now it's its second prep. You'd think it's been out in the paddock. It's sort of acclimatised. It's stabilised.
Yeah,
it's energised. It's ready.
I know they think it's a lot better than what it is, but it's just its pattern of racing just does it in every time, Marto. It's one of those horses that comes from last, and if they get it right, it looks $1 million. If they get it wrong, it's like, fuck, I'll back up again.
Tone, can you poison it or not? Is there anything that you want to say about it? Or do you want to sprinkle some fairy dust on it? Anything?
I like it.
Good one. There you go. We're all actually. There's a lot of love on the show tonight. Do you realise that?
I just want to say I was looking at the wrong way when I said 5 and 9 hard to split.
What's that, mate?
When I said 5 and 9 hard to split when I was assessing this race, but I was looking at the wrong race, mate.
Did you mean to say 6 and 9 hard to split?
Oh, Tony.
No. I wasn't saying 6 and 9. Unusual culture. Jamie Carr, she's got her confidence back after those winners in Hong Kong. I do like this one from Gate 9 as well, and gets the right kind of a map in the race.
Yeah, I just hope she doesn't do anything stupid on it. Like, I just hope she doesn't jump it and she tries to run it like a little bit forward, and then she tries to get it in front a bit early. I don't like it.
In Japan.
You got to ride it cold and you got to let it run at the end. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think she goes forward from Gate 9 though. I don't think that's an option.
No, I don't think it is either. But I'm just scared about Jamie, because Jamie's like the goblin in South Australia, Vorster. If he gets to the run with 50 to go, he's very hard to get past the goblin.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Jamie's like that. She wants to be in front with 50 to go, and she gets him to keep going, keep traveling. I don't think she's a Holly Doyle. Holly Doyle, she absolutely smashes the fuck out of these horses and comes screaming past Tommy Markman like you wouldn't.
He's here.
She is an unbelievable backmarker rider. But usually the women jocks, they get them running, they get them traveling. They got the hands, the Linda Meach. And Jamie, she's the same. She loves to get him in front with 100 to go. And I'm just scared with this horse, you can't do that. So I don't want Jamie to think outside the box. I don't want her to do anything stupid. Just take it out the back, give it its medicine, give it some room, and let her go. And hopefully we time it and we win. But it's going to be an exciting race to watch, I tell you what, because this thing's going to be screaming at the end. So
as long as she rides it to the way that you've mapped it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you want.
I don't want any Jamie Carr with 100 to go, and this thing's like, what the fuck am I doing in front? I don't know what I'm doing. And hang on. Why all the horses?
Having said that,
are you worried about Rhinoceros after his win at the Valley?
Yeah, see, that's the race it's in, Marto. Rhinoceros.
That's what I'm asking you. Are you worried about it?
No way.
Because I wouldn't be either. Because you don't get the same bias here. And you haven't got Blake Chin on board. You've got Benny Mellum on Rhinoceros. He doesn't ride the same way.
I don't think Benny's riding well at all, actually, to tell the truth. I think he's no Ethan.
No, they're form. Mellum and Carr, they've got together and they've been.
Yeah.
But I do think we're going to see a lot better from Jamie Carr as she starts booking rides for the autumn carnivals coming up. And that stint over in Hong Kong, I know it was only one night, but I think that's going to boost her confidence, something shocking. She's going to be back to where she was.
Yep.
Yeah, I like her. Look, I've never gone off her. But I'll tell you, Pez, you know how you're saying you hope that she doesn't lead and doesn't do this and doesn't do that.
Yep.
If she's first past the post, who cares what she does?
Yeah, exactly right. I've got a big race for you tomorrow night at the Valley. There might be a bet thread up. Moonee Valley, race number 3. There's a horse called Foxycon, and it's a black booker. And then I've got another black booker in the same race. It's called Berry Bubbly. Now, Berry Bubbly would have been my Pez's push if it was racing Saturday, but it's racing Friday night. 460. Foxycon's at around even money. It's an easy quinella. It's over the 955 tone. I know you like a quick sprint.
The dash.
And I tell you,
jump.
Yeah. Don't worry. Okay. Quinella for days. Foxycon into Berry Bubbly, race 3 tomorrow night. Have we got anything, boys, we want to talk about before we go?
I'm just going to add one before we go. What was it? Werribee race 6. I'm just trying to find it. Tomorrow runs Friday. I'm going to share it because once this airs, then the ownership group will all be on and all these mates will be on. I just can't find it.
Okay.
Where I can't pull it up. This laptop's shitting me off.
Yep.
On tomorrow, Werribee. No,
Actually, it's good racing tomorrow, Tess. There's little horses in South Australia.
There's actually, there is. I've got something as well. I'm just moving you guys down so I can see because I'll put some on too for tomorrow.
Right. But anyway, the Valley, Race 3, Berry Bubbly, Foxy. Don't forget.
Yep. Good on you.
Pezzer, I've got a black booker as well in tomorrow.
Perfect.
And I've also got a first starter that I'm going to have a sneaky look at.
Oh.
So the first starter is in the second race. It's called Taviosa.
At the Valley?
Yep. I know Werribee, sorry. I don't know what price it is. So both of mine are at Werribee. So, this one's at Werribee, Taviosa. I don't know what price it is. So I backed it 2 days ago. Now, that said, it's probably going to be bloody $2.50. It's race 2, number 12. And the other, it's a first starter, and Star Waltz is
it's the Buddison Young horse, is that right? It's 19 skins.
Well, that's my each way. I took it 2 days ago when there was no markets and I had no idea.
Okay.
It has been trialling okay from what I've heard, not what I've seen. I do like Daniel Moore on it. I've always liked Moore as a jockey after he sort of came back from overseas. And the other one, which is a black booker, is Star Waltz. And I think that's in race 7. That's tomorrow, Moonee Valley as well. But that's, if you put up a bet thread tomorrow, I'll throw some stuff in. But
perfect.
I love it. I reckon it's a good couple of days of racing.
Yes.
Yep. What I was saying before, I found it. It was passed on from a mate, and it's come into 310. When he passed it on from me, it was $4. So let's say the ownership group's on. By the time this gets out, they're all going to be on. Clayton Douglas' words were, "This thing will shit it in."
Oh,
what race is it in, Marto?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Werribee race 6, number 6, Shambo.
Oh, perfect. There's my double into Star Waltz.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a $3.30 favourite, Shambo now. So
it is.
We can't miss the
price. They got
price.
$4. So,
no one can be angry that the price has gone. It's already been back. Right. Tone, you got anything, big boy?
No, mate, I haven't had a look yet, but I will have a look to see if I can, if there's a bet thread up, I'll see if I can find one, or if I get the mail, I'll whack it in there as well. So,
yeah, but the mail's gone all right, eh? You had a winner the other night, but you didn't share it, and then you had another winner during the week that you didn't share as well. Right?
I didn't poison those, yes, and to be honest, I never backed them either. But yes, yeah, unfortunately, but
that's good.
A bit of a shout out, Tone. Saturday, if anyone's in Fukuoka, please come into Kotani. It's a stand-up bar, an old front bar in the middle of town. I think me and Tone are on the beers. So
you guys on the beers when? This Saturday you're on the beers?
Saturday, Kotani.
All you guys do is just change the day. On the beers, Monday. On the beers, Wednesday. On the beers, Thursday. It's like it's a sentence. You guys are just... Seriously, you guys are like Australian icons. I reckon there are people that watch this show in Australia that just think, I need to go live in Japan because Aussies in Japan just drink beer non-stop.
Can I say I haven't had a drink since December 14th because I've been a bit of coffee. But I'll tell you what, the great man doesn't miss too many beers on Saturday.
I'll tell you what. You've got this imagination that I'm on the beers every Saturday and I'm not. You live in a bloody... He's delusional. Don't listen to him.
But Tone,
he's drinking a beer all week.
But you know what? You should be on the beers because how good would it be to be on the beers every day?
Oh, that'd be great. But the oxygen bandits that we have to work with and work for in this country.
Hang on, you're talking about 8-year-old kids you teach. How can you call them oxygen bandits?
No, the kids are fine.
Kids are fine. Can you tell the Polty familiar, our 62 subscribers, what were you doing last Saturday?
Last Saturday?
Yeah.
Playing tennis.
Yeah, what?
Yes.
Wait, did you take on Djokovic? Was that you?
You beat the Joker.
Hey?
Were you playing tennis in your whitey tighties, were you, big boy?
Yeah. Great big fat prick.
Oh!
No, tennis elbow.
He tennis elbow.
Tennis elbow.
Hey, you know, Tone, synonymous with you.
Children.
synonymous with you being our wanker. So do you go forehand, backhand, juice?
Change hands at 99, boy. Change hands at 99. That's it. I heard a story about you when you were younger. Yes. I heard a story. They used to call you Tugger. I wonder why. Anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's true. It's true. And I'll tell you what it did. It helped me grow 2 inches because I pulled it that way and I went up through the roof. Otherwise, I'd be 5'5".
Well,
I'm lucky I'm 5'7" now.
Slong dong. We've got a mate here we call Girth Vader for reasons that are obvious. But yes, we'll call you Slong Dong Silver or something, you know.
Mate, I am a stayer. That's all I can say. I can provide the best 30 seconds anyone can provide. Stayer.
And he's a grower, not a shower.
No, that's right.
Yeah. I think we've lost the plot here, but anyway,
I chased a group of cattle through the grapevines the other day. You know, I heard it through the grapevine.
Go, Marto. Love it.
Lovely.
Aussie Pinko, you beauty.
Aussie Pinko.
I love it. It sounds amazing.
Get on.
Front of goal.
And I just pray, thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. I just hope that Tony finds a horse that matches his name or his surname in the next couple of weeks.
King later. That's it. We've gone from Tony.
King Rat.
It's been pulled up by, what's his name, Clipperton, and then Tommy did his very best. Well, I just
Mitchell Bell got the job done.
Yes,
you won't go in that.
Yes,
yes. Tony, you know, with your black book that you're building again, and we've said you've got like an encyclopedia of them, and you threw them all out, and we're talking about volumes. You know, I reckon this one here, because Clipperton's the first one in, you should call this the Clipperton edition.
Oh.
And every jockey you can give a clip to. Do you know what I mean? And then and next year, who knows? Next year you might, you know, like, because it'll happen every year. You're going to fill this book up pretty quick, and then we need to get to volume 2. So whoever is your first jockey in volume 2. So could you imagine if I don't know, if we put who's a good jockey? You know, Willow. You know, so it could be the Willow edition or something. You know, and. Just, you know, something like that. Just give it a bit of a spin. So the first in, you can name it after it.
Could have been Turdsley.
I think the Clipperton's great. Give him a clip tone.
Yeah.
Clipperton.
Yes. Oh, they're even better.
Even better.
Dammy Clipperton.
Even better. How's that?
One.
The Clipperton.
There's only 2 in the book at the moment. There's only 2 in the book.
Taz, you're a marketing genius.
Look, you know what? Me and you, Zig and Zag, mate, we put them to shame. Go the Blues.
And you know, Tone, you can imagine him just being on YouTube with like the Clippers, giving someone a shave. Clipper Tone.
Good job.
I love it.
It wouldn't be any of my arms, though, Tony. You wouldn't be clipping that or that. I need a bit of a shave too, by the way.
I can't remember the Japanese tone, but there is a phrase: "A hairy man is a sexy man" in Japanese, but because no one's got any hair. But anyway, thanks, boys. Put a line through it. Hooroo! It's been fun. Marto, thanks very much for trying to keep us with a straight bat. Thanks for giving up a bit of dinner time with the beautiful Emmy and Chier. And of course, Taz, I'm not sure what I'm thanking you for, but
no, you can thank me for talking for 44 minutes out of 45.
Yes.
Remember, if not, put a line through them all. All right, good on you, Rach, the chieftain. See ya.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All right.